Hi, I'm Mason Strom from Maine South High School, and welcome to the 2021 WMTH Broadcasting Showcase.
Welcome to the Maine Township High School 2021 Video Showcase. I'm Phil Ash, broadcasting teacher for Maine East High School.
Welcome to the 2021 Film Showcase for Maine East, Maine West, and Maine South. I'm Ms. Orr, the film teacher for Maine West.
Of course, this year was a very different year. We did not produce videos in the way that which we are accustomed to producing them. A lot of these were produced remotely or just solo because students were not able to collaborate with one another due to the challenges of the pandemic. Now, ironically, because of the challenges of the pandemic, there was a dramatic increase in the demand for video work. And many of these students stepped up and met that demand in very creative ways to still bring you some of the performances and projects that we are accustomed to seeing year in and year out.
For our students, this school year was beyond challenging, particularly for advanced television and film students. Nearly all Maine East students stayed home and had to produce content within their own small bubble of family and close friends. In spite of these challenges, the examples you'll see tonight demonstrate that no matter what the challenges or circumstances, art will shine through.
Now from South, you're going to see a couple of demonstration shows. One placed second at the MMEA Festival this year, and one was produced 100% solo at home by a first-year broadcasting student. You're going to see an experimental narrative, a documentary, a movie trailer, which also happened to place. It placed fourth at the MMEA Festival, and a comedic narrative that was a finalist at the MMEA Festival.
We are so excited to showcase the projects that our students have been working on this year. From Maine West, you'll see demonstration videos that'll teach you how to do a new recipe or a craft. You'll see PSA and commercial projects from our advanced film course, and you'll also see a news package on our choir program. We are so excited about the hard work our students have done this year and can't wait for you to see their achievements.
Maine East videos feature political campaign commercials, music videos, news packages, and live performances, all produced amid a global pandemic, each of them demonstrating artistic creativity and perseverance during the past year. So sit back, relax, and enjoy our student productions.
Hello, and welcome to our demonstration on a simple but effective full upper body workout. First, we will be demonstrating the bench press with one 45-pound plate on each side of an Olympic 45-pound bar for a total of 135 pounds. The grip you will use depends on your height and wingspan. Personally, I prefer a wider grip. Then, you want to keep your wrists locked and pointing straight up so that the bar is taut in your hands throughout the lift. Make sure you touch your chest on each rep and to keep your core and legs engaged throughout to get the most out of the lift. The next lift we will be demonstrating is how to perform the dumbbell fly. You'll want to use weights that you are comfortable with in order to complete a full set. 25-pound dumbbells are being used here. The first step is to have the dumbbells against your chest. Then, put your arms into a fully extended position parallel to the ground. To perform the exercise, you should move the weights vertically in front of your chest and back down. The next lift we will be demonstrating is the bicep curl. You're going to want to pick some dumbbells that are comfortable for a full set, but will still give you a challenge. The next step is you're going to stand straight up with your arms down and shoulders back. You want to keep your shoulders engaged throughout this whole lift. Finally, lift the dumbbells up to your shoulders while keeping the muscles above your elbow taut and without rotating your wrists. Another lift you can do to work on your biceps is the hammer curl. Hammer curls are essentially the same thing as regular bicep curls, where you have to stand up straight with the shoulders back and make sure the muscles from your elbows are still taut. The only different thing about this lift is that you will rotate your wrists 90 degrees inward. The next lift is the tricep extension. This lift only requires the use of one dumbbell, which will be held by both hands. The one used here is a 50-pound dumbbell. The first step is to lift the dumbbell over your head and put your hands around the top of the weight with your knuckles facing down. Then you want to bend your arms almost to a 90-degree angle behind your head and extend back up so your arms are fully straight. Use comfortable weights so you can do this for about 10 reps. The final lift is the French curl. This lift requires the use of a bar whether it has set weight or added weight. The bar used here weighs 60 pounds. The first step is to have the bar in your lap and then lay down so that the bar is now at your chest. You want to have a very close grip since this lift involves heavy use of triceps. In order to complete a rep, you have to extend the bar so now that your arms are fully extended facing up, and then bring the bar down to just above your forehead and extend your arms back up. Use comfortable weight to be able to do this for 10 reps. Thank you for watching our upper body workout demonstration. Try performing these exercises next time you decide to lift at the gym. Whether or not you're trying to lose weight, gain muscle, or even both, these lifts can help you towards success.
McDonald Pump claims he is a man of the people. But would a man of the people say this?
Yeah, no. I hate people who do that.
And McDonald Pump is supposed to be the leader of the free world?
No. I hate people who do that.
Could a man who hates people really be a man of the people?
No. I hate people who do that.
The American people deserve better than a president who hates them.
With all due respect, that's a bunch of malarkey.
Mo Leiden. He loves you, like a president should. Vote Mo.
The following clips may not be watchable for children. Viewers' discretion is advised. Mo Leiden wants you to think that he cares about the safety of our people, but Mo's our foe. For this next clip, please cover your children's eyes. They may get nightmares after watching it.
And I hate to do this to you, but...
That's right, folks. That is Mo Leiden eating his neighbor's child. Would you want someone who is going to be protecting our country swallow children whole? That's why you should vote for McDonald Pump. He never swallowed children whole and instead offers the neighborhood children candy from white vans. McDonald Pump knows how to run a country. He was even the president in The Sims once. Everyone, please vote for Pump, your child's favorite chump.
Charles, I didn't say you can go to the bathroom. You're going to have a virtual detention after class.
I wonder if he's awake. Good morning.
Where is this?
Move
Here.
forward.
Who are you?
The journey is yours.
Okay. Cool. Any more
All that
questions?
is now.
Any more answers? Not that you don't already
Pursue
have.
yourself.
Because you're me.
Carry on then.
Are we hallucinating? I don't think
Be
so.
free.
Strangers, but so much less than so many others. Without a single exchange of words, I'm more acquainted with these two than with all but 50 people. So are they really strangers? Maybe we could have been friends, or maybe we could be. But I don't speak. An opportunity missed. Such a beautiful thing to see two who feel they do not need more than each other. I imagine the feeling to be able to run away and feel you've left nothing behind, but how hard that'd be to embrace. When love makes a world smaller, yet reminds you that it's not. If we aren't strangers, then no one has to be. never been here, on this ledge. Perception eludes me, whether I'm trying to understand others or my own. Grasping it doesn't come easy. We're all just here, now, experiencing the same reality as billions. So why is the feeling of being alone so convincing? Like reality is no one's but our own. Like all that ever has been is myself. And if that's the case, why do we struggle to be ourselves? Through our eyes, we are the main character. Everyone else is just influences that develop ourselves. That singular perspective is cause for a lot of harm in the world. If we could just see the world through the eyes of the many, solutions would come easy. Problems of all shapes and sizes subtracted. We're all characters, I know. You can feel that you are a member of someone else's story, or the dictator of your own. But the fact is that we're all part of a story. That perception provides some security. We're all here for something, and we'll all be remembered. It's only a matter of what you want that to be for. Be yourself, don't be afraid to stray from the course. All else will fall into place. We all share the same world, but you can create your own. Your point of view is no one's but yours. So live your life, your way. Perspectives. If you knew your life ended today, would you panic? Or be at peace? Would you believe you'd really lived? Could you move forward without knowing what lies ahead? Close your eyes and listen to your breath. Imagine the waves of a beach you've yet to know are in sync with each inhale and exhale. Imagine everything is just as it's supposed to be. You will be okay. Why can a machine so advanced have so many flaws? A curse to be aware of its excellence, but still find itself inferior. It never surrenders, marching on carefully but with a blind ambition, examining itself under the most scrutinous of microscopes, often finding more problems than solutions. I feel we all lack confidence, but we have a choice. You know you are competent, so ignore that voice. You have the most beautiful mind, and we are all so much more than just one of a kind. Seek benevolence. You move so fast. You've chosen to live a life that's always on the go. You've minimized the journey and glorified the destination. Do you ever consider all that you miss along the way? It's easy to live a fast life, but with that we forfeit the ability to slow down and just live. The experiences you miss when you hurry from A to B, and all the opportunities that pass you by. Be mindful, for a clear mind can still be in the clouds. So where do your priorities lie? In the story, or getting to the end? I'm afraid we've lost our way.
Bomber jacket you've had since sixth form, adorned with patches of places you've been, is nothing on my khaki coat I got from a roadside when I was 16. My boots are from airports, my backpack's from friends. I'm not a man of substance, and so I'll pretend to be a wanderer, wandering, leaving ascetic belongings in hostels and restaurant bins. walls are my homes, horizons my target. If I keep on moving, never lose sight of it. Treating my memory of you like a fire, let it burn out. Don't fight it, try to move on. It's been 60 weeks since I saw Vienna. A bandage and a white smile slept across my face. I'll pick up my hiking boots when I am ready, and I'll put down my roots when I'm dead. The distance is futile. Come on, don't be hasty. You'll get that feeling deep inside your bones. I'll be gone then, when you must be alone.
Americans reported dead in one day. This is equal to those who lost their lives on 9/11.
I just feel like I can't do this anymore.
I'm so glad you called. I know this is a really, really tough time, but you're going to definitely get through this. We're going to help you get through this together.
Are you really going to make me say it? I'm meeting with the team right now. Come on. Okay. I love you. Okay, bye, Mommy. Okay, what has just come down from upper management that we need to get started on our next batch of Hallmark movies? I need pitches, people. Come on, Ben. Start us off.
Big city girl comes, back to her small town for business reasons, obviously, and falls in love with a guy and decides to stay on Christmas.
It's a bit overdone, but I think we can work with it. What have you got, Danny?
Okay, I think I got it. So, a burglar breaks into a bank and is confronted by a teller. And they fall in love on Christmas.
It's ambitious. It's unique. It's not what this company needs right now. Come on, Danny. Eden, take us away.
All right, so hear me out. A girl finds out her cousin is Santa Claus, and they fall in love.
On Christmas.
It would help us out with our southern demographic.
Right.
Timmy.
Okay. High school student, 4.0 GPA, captain of the football team by day, but by night, he's an elf in Santa's workshop.
On Christmas.
On Christmas.
Let's make a movie!
This winter, get into the holiday spirit with a new holiday classic. Take a trip to the world's most magical workshop and join Felix as he balances the pressure of being Santa's little helper and suburban high school. From demanding bosses.
Jingles, I need that Omaha route on my desk by 8 p.m. tonight.
Yes, sir.
Don't leave until it's done.
To office work.
Paper Jam.
What will happen when this football player by day, elf by night, falls for the prom queen?
So, you ready for the big game tonight? Yeah.
What do you mean you have to cancel plans again?
It's my work. It's really busy.
It's Christmas Eve.
That's when the shop's the busiest.
Find out by tuning in to The Elf Who Went to Algebra. Only on Hallmark.
I had a dream. I got everything I wanted. Not what you think. And if I'm being honest, it might have been a nightmare to anyone who might care. Thought I could fly, so I stepped off the golden. Nobody cried. Nobody even noticed. I saw them standing right there. Kinda thought they might care. I had a dream. I got everything I wanted. But when I wake up, I see you with me. And you say, as long as I'm here, no one can hurt you. Don't wanna lie here, but you can learn to. If I could change the way that you see yourself, you wouldn't wonder why they don't deserve you. I tried to scream, but my head was underwater. They called me weak, like I'm not just somebody's daughter. It could have been a nightmare, but it felt like they were right there. And it feels like yesterday was a year ago. But I don't wanna let anybody know, 'cause everybody wants something from me now, and I don't wanna let them down. I had a dream. I got everything I wanted. But when I wake up, I see you with me. And you say, as long as I'm here, no one can hurt you. Don't wanna lie here, but you can learn to. If I could change the way that you see yourself, you wouldn't wonder why they don't deserve you. If I knew it all, then would I do it again? Would I do it again? If they knew what they said would go straight to my head, what would they say instead? If I knew it all, then would I?
The French macaron is one of the most intimidating pastries out there, but throughout this video, hopefully you'll see that they're actually quite simple to make. The perfect macaron has a nice dome shape and feet, which are the little ruffles around the edges of the macaron. To make macarons, you'll need 3 large egg whites, 1 cup of almond flour, a little over 1/3 of a cup of granulated sugar, 1 cup of powdered sugar, a 1/4 teaspoon of cream of tartar, and optional food coloring. To start, Add the egg whites and cream of tartar to a bowl and mix on medium speed until soft peaks form. Soft peaks should form a peak but not hold their shape for very long. Next, add a third of the granulated sugar and beat for a couple seconds. Add another third of the sugar and beat for a couple more seconds. Then add in the remaining sugar and beat on high until stiff peaks form. Stiff peaks hold their shape after beating. If you want to add food coloring, now would be the time to add it. Gently fold in the food coloring with a spatula. To fold, take the spatula and scrape the edge of half the bowl, then gently push the batter downwards in a smooth motion. It is important that you don't overfold the meringue. At this stage, you should still have stiff peaks. Once you have folded in the food coloring, set the meringue aside. Then, take your almond flour and powdered sugar and sift them together into a bowl. While this may seem tedious, it is a crucial step that ensures that your macarons will bake properly. Fold the almond flour mixture into the meringue in 3 separate sections. Again, it is very important that you don't overfold your mixture. You know your batter is ready if it passes the lava test. To do this, hold your spatula with some batter on it a few inches above the bowl. If the batter flows down like lava, then it hasn't been overmixed and it's ready to be piped. Scoop the batter into a piping bag and pipe 1.5-inch circles onto a baking sheet lined with parchment paper. Keep your piping bag at a 90-degree angle and hold the piping bag in one spot while piping and let the batter flow into a circle. Unlike most cookies, macarons don't spread, so you can pipe them fairly close together, but make sure they're not touching. After piping out all of your macarons, bang the pan on the counter a couple of times to get rid of any air bubbles. Then, let the macarons rest for 30 to 60 minutes. They're ready to be baked when you can touch the top of a macaron and no residue will stick to your finger. Then, bake for 13 to 15 minutes at 325 degrees Fahrenheit. After baking, take the trays out of the oven and let them cool for about 10 minutes. Then, transfer them to a cooling rack if possible. Once they are fully cooled, you can begin assembling the sandwiches. To assemble, start by matching up pairs of macarons of similar size. Then pipe the filling in a circle onto one of the 2 macarons and sandwich together. For this video, a plain vanilla buttercream was used, but you can use anything such as jams or other frostings. Enjoy!
Name, Detective Redacted. Occupation, world's greatest detective. Man's so hardcore, he can go outside with a jacket open. It's cold outside. I've been recently attached to a new case. Murder. I've arrived to the case on time. My assistant, however, is late again.
You're late, sloppy, and unflattering. Late to what? We're detectives. Oh, so that's what we are. We're professionals too. Right. Get to your job, get in, find the body, make sure it's alive. Will do. Get to it already. Detective, I need some help. I can't tell if he's dead or not.
Must I do all the work for you? Oh.
Sorry, I just can't tell, okay? He has no head! Yeah! Oh, wait, you don't think... He's dead! Yeah, of course he's dead! I think you're done for the day. Yeah? How about you just head out? Sorry, boss. I'll clean up after you. Just go. It's fine.
Knock, knock, detective.
Who's there? Excuse me, I'm on a call. Greetings, detective. I see you've met our friend. Allow me to introduce myself. My name is Skullface.
Skullface, how original. How'd you come up with that one?
I wanted to introduce you to this concoction that I created myself. This, with one spray, will bring out your biggest fears and cripple your mental state. You're talking to the guy who has no fears. We'll see about that. Oh, it's freezing. Where am I? Wait! Why do you do what you do?
Funny you asked that, Detective. You seriously can't tell who I am right now, but I can tell that you're afraid. Meaning that, yeah, you're taking me seriously.
Now finally prove to you that you can take me seriously. I had you beat. Why are you laughing at me? You have no respect for me. You don't even know my name. I'm gonna say Dave.
No.
Donovan?
No.
Derek.
No.
Dennis.
No.
David?
No.
Sure it's not Dave?
No!
I don't think you get it. I'm not trying to be your enemy here. All I'm asking for is just a little respect here, please. And I want to know that you're listening. I think I finally get it now. Is it Davis? Alright, I've had it with you. My name's Tony, man.
And once again, this is case closed for me. Well, sort of. Still have a headless body in the house. Never got the name of my assistant. Gonna need a new assistant too. But the good guy, me, got away scot-free. Sort of. Maybe.
You may have heard of perler beads, or, as they're more commonly known, melty beads. They were invented in the 1960s in Sweden and are now popular on social media. Here's how to make these creations. First, gather your supplies. You will need perler beads, a pegboard, an iron, parchment or ironing paper, an ironing board or heat-resistant surface, 2 to 3 hardcover books, tweezers, and a comfy chair to sit in. Next, pick a pattern. I got mine from Pinterest. Today I'm going to be making Baby Yoda from The Mandalorian. When you finish picking out your pattern, you can grab your colors and start placing your beads on the pegboard. You may want to listen to some music while you do this, as it can get a bit tedious. Once the pattern is finished, carefully move your pegboard with your finished pattern to the ironing board or heat-resistant surface. Place the parchment paper or ironing paper over your design and iron it. It takes different amounts of time based on the iron. If this happens to you, don't worry. It just means you didn't iron it enough. Try to place the pieces back together as well as you can and iron again. When finished ironing, carefully peel the design off the pegboard and flip it over. Place parchment paper over your design and iron again. Then, when your design is still hot, place it under hardcover books. This will ensure that it dries flat. Wait for your creation to cool down completely, and you're done. If you wish, you can add thin strips of magnets to the back with hot glue. They make really awesome fridge decorations.
Or just keep them around as little creations. They make great Christmas gifts and guarantee hours of fun while making them. Happy beating!
Welcome to the tour of my family and I's video game collection that stretches over generations of gaming. I'm delighted you could join me. Today, I'll be telling you the story of how this collection hit the ground running, showing a couple of the video game systems I own, some of my personal favorite games to play on those systems, one of the rarest games I own, and where this collection will be going in the future. It all started in about 2013 when my brother, who already had quite an interest in more retro video games, introduced me to some of the older systems and games I didn't have a whole lot of knowledge on. I became fascinated with a ton of these old games, so I figured we can create a collection in our basement, which at the time was used for pretty much nothing of importance. We discovered a small local business that resold retro video games. The store was in Harwood Heights, which is fortunately pretty close to my house, which made going there quite easy for someone who couldn't drive at the time. I wouldn't consider myself to have a boatload of money, but still a decent amount for a kid, but it can make collecting anything a challenge. However, one of the best aspects of this store was the cost of the games. Over time, the collection continued to grow and grow, to a size I didn't even think was possible. In about 2018, the amount of games in the collection plateaued, as we were more than satisfied with the games we collected, and we were also dealing with quite a tight space to store all the games. And now in 2021, the collection has remained about the same, with a few occasional games coming in every couple months or so. Now, let's get talking about some of the systems and games I have. The Atari 2600, or Video Computer System, was released in 1977, making it the oldest video game console we own in this collection. The Atari 2600 has a massive library of over 800 games. Now, obviously, we don't own all 800 games. That would be insane. We have probably, I'd say about 100 Atari 2600 games on our shelf. My favorite games to play on the Atari 2600 are Pitfall 2 and Yars' Revenge. For the Atari 2600, it's obviously not about how good the graphics are for any of the games. You might not have heard of these games before, as they have become more unknown with time. But what really amazes me is how well designed these games were during such a primitive age of programming. But besides all the technical stuff, both games are great to pick up on a rainy day. They're not overly expansive, but also not too boring either. It becomes very hard to put these games down after a while, and always has great replay value no matter how often you play them. The Sega Genesis was released in late 1989 in North America, and caught on with huge popularity in the early 90s. The main catch of the Sega Genesis is that it was a 16-bit video game console as opposed to Nintendo's 8-bit Nintendo Entertainment System. Sega used their more powerful technology as an advantage over Nintendo in marketing in an attempt to overtake the North American video game market with their Genesis. The Sega Genesis has a bunch of elite games on it. NHL 94 is considered one of the greatest sports video games of all time as well, with tournaments still being held between players. I'm a huge hockey fan, so being able to play some of the old teams like the Hartford Whalers and legendary players like Mario Lemieux is so much fun. Sonic the Hedgehog 2 is regarded as one of the best Sonic games, and even one of the best side-scrolling games of all time. I honestly think the modern Sonic the Hedgehog games cannot compare to the original Sonic games like Sonic 2. I feel like more heart and soul was put into the development of this game than the ones that are being released today. On the bright side for Sonic, the new Sonic movie's coming out next year. You thought the Oculus Rift was the first virtual reality console? Think again. This is Nintendo's Virtual Boy. Released in 1995, it was actually one of Nintendo's biggest failures as a video game company, releasing only 12 games on the system before it was discontinued the same year it was released. One of the massive flaws of the Virtual Boy is that it was cheaply made. The only colors that the games came in was black and red when you were playing. That caused serious headaches for most players, and the weird position of playing the Virtual Boy like this just hurts your neck over time. Imagine playing this game for 3 hours. You can't. That's why this system failed. When it comes to the Virtual Boy, it's a little hard to pick out a favorite game on a console you can't play for more than 20 minutes without giving you a headache. But off the top of my head, I'd have to say Teleroboxer is one game that actually makes the Virtual Boy slightly worth playing. This game does its best at capturing the virtual reality feeling with first-person boxing and 3D effects to go along with it. I would recommend playing this game, but unfortunately it's pretty inaccessible, since very few still have a Virtual Boy to play it on. The rarest game I'd say I own is the Atari 2600 game Sword Quest Waterworld. Waterworld goes along with two other games called Earthworld and Fireworld, and an unreleased game called Airworld. These games were actually used in competitions, where the winners would be given a huge cash prize and even authentic medieval-style decorations. The reason Waterworld became so rare is because the lifespan of the game's production was actually cut short due to the video game market crash in 1983, so a very limited amount of the game cartridges still remain around the world. I was lucky enough to be able to acquire one a few years back, and the rarity and value of the game will only keep increasing with time. The future of this collection will be the same it has been for the past couple of years, and I'm content with that. I hope I never come to a point where I'm in a crisis and would need to sell off the collection for money, but at least I'm given the option and have a chance to save myself. For now though, I'm just going to keep on having a good time playing these great games. Thanks for coming along this little video game tour of ours. Maybe you've grown some appreciation for some games you may have even never heard of. Who knows? Maybe you'll decide to collect some of these games for your own. That's it. Have a nice night.
Alright, let's go. Hi, my name is Neil. I am a senior at Maine East High School, and I helped film V-Show this year.
My name is Pallavi. I'm a junior, and I also helped film. Filming V-Show this year has been completely different than anything we've ever done before.
One thing that I have learned, despite of the pandemic and everything, is that there's always another way.
Past year's stage manager, they're kind of controlling the entire thing. This year it wasn't really like that.
Initially, I was kind of expecting the worst, and I wasn't sure when the next time would be when I would be able to sing with my friends.
We kind of got to be like creative with the background and the set and stuff, and like we made each thing kind of like fit the vibe of each act.
We weren't confined to the stage, and we weren't confined to a single shot or a single way we could hold cameras.
I mean, in terms of the drone, thankfully we could take it multiple times, seeing what looks good and what doesn't, because we've never done this before.
It's definitely a different experience, because with a live audience you have almost like an immediate feedback in a way, while with the cameras you never really know.
There's so much that you have to take into account. We don't really realize that until we go through that process.
You know, we're all kind of going through things right now. We have our own difficulties, so I think we all kind of had to come together to kind of help each other out.
The fact that we're able to still do a V-Show this year, it's just, I'm extremely grateful for it.
Lately, choir has looked anything but normal at Maine West. Because of the COVID-19 pandemic, the choir classes have had to adjust the way they practice to follow the hybrid format that began second quarter. Both teachers and students had to be creative in order to practice and perform while still following COVID guidelines.
Instead of doing concerts, we've done some really neat virtual things this semester. So first semester we did these district virtual choirs where we had all of the students participate, learn their part, make a video recording of themselves singing their whole part, and then we assembled all those together, and then we pushed that out to the whole district.
With COVID restrictions in place, Singers have had to overcome many different challenges.
Trying to maintain eye contact between both groups, the students here in person and the students at home.
Just not being able to hear other people on your part and making sure you're singing the right thing. Especially if you have harmony parts or things you're supposed to be singing with other people, it's kind of difficult to put it all together.
So sometimes we have gone into the auditorium, spaced out, and had a group of singers actually sing live in person, spaced out, using these singer's masks.
Even though things have been a lot different, members of choir have remained optimistic for the future.
It's really challenged students to become stronger musicians because you don't have other people in your section to fall back or rely on.
There's more of a community that we've been able to build throughout the years, and so everybody is just ready to interact with each other all the time. It's not just a quiet black screen the entire time.
I'm very optimistic that next year, throughout some part of the year, we would actually be able to have a live audience.
This is Brooke Capper with WMTH News.
Still looking for that 3 of clubs?
Oh, no, go fish.
Is everything all right, Ben? Doesn't really seem like your head's in the game.
I don't know. I'm just thinking about all the sports we're missing out on, the Olympics were today.
Yeah. Well, we have our own friendly competition here. It's almost like we have our...
I know. What if we had our own Olympics? Imagine.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the 10th annual Maine South Sports Conference. My name is Dean Johnson.
And I'm Florida Roberts, but you can call me Flo.
Our first contestant today is Erin, the course slayer.
Next up is Kathleen Crazy Feet. She's a speedy one, all right.
Then we have Taylor, also known as The Tank.
Following is Big Boy Ben, 3-time champion.
Let's see if he can hold that title today. Next up we have Adriana, the Agile.
After that we have Charles.
Yeah. And finally, we have Brody, Big Arms Lair.
How you doing today, getting geared up for the bike race?
Well, Flo, I'm doing fantastic as always, but I'm a little nervous for the contestants here today, as this race is very high intensity for the average Joe.
These athletes have been training for years to prepare for this event. I have no doubt in my mind that these athletes will crush it.
Alrighty, right. Here's the starting gun, and they're off.
Looks like everyone's off to a clean start. Oh boy, looks like Aaron Weiss ran into an obstacle. Looks like that's a tractor tire.
Well, Flo, like chameleons, tractor tires do tend to blend into their environment.
Coming up to the first turn, and Kathleen has completely blown through it.
And it does appear that all turns are very clearly marked on the course.
Well, Dean, some of these athletes just didn't make their mark.
And it looks like Ben is taking the marginal lead, and yikes! Adriana is a second victim to the obstacles on the racetrack. This takes 3 people out of the race today, but all the others are chugging along. Coming up to the next obstacle, looks like Brody has taken a unique approach by going under the hurdles with his tiny bike, and oh, crumb diddly do! Looks like Brody Lair takes a spill on the 3rd set of hurdles.
An injury like that'll knock his socks off for the rest of the season.
You bet your bottom dollar it will.
Ben and Charles have now jumped into a fight for the lead, with Taylor rounding out the top 3.
Although it looks like she's stuck in some sort of circular maneuver.
Well, that's an interesting strategy.
Still circling, it looks like she has now dropped her bike and is walking away and out of the arena.
We'll see how that strategy pays off.
Well, it looks like it's down to only 2, Charles and Ben.
Ooh, Charles is down 2 by a second tractor wheel, clearing the way for Ben to take this bike walk race.
And it looks like we have a winner. Congratulations, Mr. Ben McCarrick.
Ladies and gentlemen.
Wait, what's that?
Please. Due to a false start, Benjamin McCarrick has been disqualified.
Looks like we have a little temper tantrum going on here. It appears that Ben has been disqualified for starting too early.
Looks like here on the instant replay, he has stepped over the starting line before the gun fired.
That gives us one clear winner today. Emerging from the tractor wheel is our winner, Mr. Charles Bliss. Now that's the face of an excited man right there.
Well, looks like that's all for tonight. What a crazy race. We'll see you next year. I'm Florida Roberts.
And I'm Dean Johnson, signing off from the Main South Arena.
I lost? That was supposed to be my daydream.
What can I say? It's hard to beat the best.
죽겠다 또 어김없이 너의 흔적이 나만 날 괴롭힌다 죽겠다 남대하듯이 돌아섰는데 왜 나는 외로울까
초견할 줄 알아서 헤어짐에 대해 근데 널 잘못했거나 나 버린다는 게 쉽지가 않네 미련하게도 미련이 남아 후회 비슷한 거리 잘 먹고 잘 살고 있어 너와 달리 난 반쯤 죽어있네
몰랐던 거야 헤어짐에 그 무게를 이기적인 거야 외면했어 네 눈물을 죽겠다 또 어김없이 너의 흔적이 나만을 괴롭힌다 죽겠다 남대하듯이 돌아섰는데 왜 나는 외로울까 죽겠다 죽겠다 몰랐던 거야 헤어짐에 그 무게를 이기적인 거야 외면했어 네 눈물을 죽겠다 또 어김없이 너의 흔적이 나만을 괴롭힌다 죽겠다 남대하듯이 돌아섰는데 왜 나는 외로울까 죽겠다 죽겠다 또 어김없이 너의 흔적이 나만을 괴롭힌다
Hi! Today I'm going to be showing you how to make stuffed mushrooms. First, gather your ingredients. Here's what you'll need. Preheat your oven to 400 degrees Fahrenheit. Grease your baking tray by brushing it with olive oil. Make sure to clean your mushrooms. Then, remove the stems from your mushrooms and chop them. Line your mushroom caps on the baking tray. Now it's time to cook. Melt your butter in a skillet on medium heat. Add your mushroom stems and cook until most of the moisture is gone, about 5 minutes or so. Add your minced garlic and keep mixing until it's fragrant. Add the breadcrumbs and keep mixing until the breadcrumbs are lightly toasted. Add salt and pepper to taste. Remove your mixture from heat and put it in a bowl. Add your parsley, thyme, and parmesan to your mushroom stem mixture. Mix away. Now, stuff the mushroom caps with your mixture like so. Baking time! Stick your mushrooms in the oven for 20 minutes or so. Take your mushrooms out of the oven when ready. You can garnish your mushrooms with extra cheese or parsley. Enjoy!
Wow, those were some great projects. Thank you all for joining us for the 2021 WMTH Broadcasting Showcase. We hope you were inspired, we hope you were entertained, and we hope, most of all, that you enjoyed watching these projects. We'll see you next year.
We hope you enjoyed this year's Student Showcase. We look forward to a bigger and better year in 2021-2022 as we emerge from this pandemic. Thank you for watching.
Thank you so much for watching the 2021 Film Showcase. We hope to see you next year and can't wait to see what our students continue to produce.